All right, everybody, welcome on back. Today is quite an exciting day, seeing as we have multiple brand new features in the brand new Pale Garden. Oh, yeah. So, first of all, we have a brand new block called Resin. Now, resin is actually pretty interesting to obtain. So, the way obtaining resin works is you need to find a Pale Garden, and then once you're in a Pale Garden, you need to find a Creaking heart. So, of course, in order to do that, it must be nighttime, and you have to actually find a heart. Now, I personally have already run through most of this forest, and I could not find a natural Creaking heart anywhere. I don't know why, but I have yet to actually find one that naturally spawned in, and I think it's really weird. But yeah, I have yet to actually find a natural Creaking. Compared to the last beta that we looked at, the Pale Forests are definitely larger, which is good. Previously, there was an issue where it would consist of maybe 3 trees, but now they are decently sized, as you can tell. This one is decently large. Unfortunately, it falls right in the middle of a ravine, but it's a very good sized Pale Garden. Now, like I was saying, I can't find any naturally generating Creaking hearts, which is really strange to me. I don't know why this is being an issue, but for the sake of my demonstration, we're going to go ahead and use a unnaturally generated Creaking heart. So here we go. Now, where is our creaky boy? Here is the Creaking. Now, like I said, this one is artificial, but that's all right. So with the Creaking, in order to actually get resin, what you have to do is hit the Creaking, and when it shows the particles linking it to its heart, it will actually spawn resin around that heart. Now, it's not a guaranteed chance, but there is the possibility of it spawning. And then to collect it, you just have to punch it, and you can collect up all that resin. Another cool thing with the resin is you can actually place it anywhere you want, so you can get this texture anywhere. And it's actually a really cool texture. I think for building purposes, there's a lot that you could do with this. Anyway, once you collect all of your resin, you can actually go ahead and use it to craft the normal block of resin, which is this block right here. Also, these things instantly break, in case I didn't mention that yet. So you don't really need a tool. They are instant, and they have a really weird sound to them. Definitely unique, and it's quite interesting. Now, if you want to actually obtain the resin bricks, the chiseled resin, or any of the brick stairs, slabs, or walls, you're going to have to take your resin clumps and put them into a furnace. Once you go ahead and cook this in the furnace, you will gain access to the resin brick. And once you have these resin bricks, you can use them to craft the resin brick block. And with these, you can do your normal recipes. So you can craft your stairs, your slabs, your walls, and of course, to craft any chiseled block, you have to go ahead and collect some slabs, and then 2 slabs will craft you 1 chiseled resin block. Now, something I am noticing here, it doesn't give you 4 stairs or 3 slabs or 6 walls when crafting like any other normal crafting recipe. If we go ahead and take a look at the pale oak wood, you see you get 6 slabs, 4 stairs, and this doesn't have walls, but you get the point. You're supposed to get a lot more than just 1 item, so I'm assuming this is a bug and Mojang is going to fix it, but as of right now, you are not able to actually get the most out of your crafting recipes. Little unfortunate. But yeah, that's how you get these brand new resin blocks. Another cool thing that you can do with the resin is you can use it on armor. The resin now works like a armor trim. Now, the resin clumps is what you use for this, not the resin brick. But you can go ahead and put this on any armor you want, and it is essentially a brand new armor trim material. Oh yeah, look at that armor. And just for comparison, here is the brand new resin armor trim next to gold and copper. As you can tell, it is definitely more orange than the gold, but it is a lot more vibrant than the copper armor trim. So I think this is a really unique armor trim, and it's very vibrant. Very, very vibrant. I do really like it. I honestly think this is one that will get a decent amount of use. Now, the next new thing that has come in this update to the Pale Garden is a brand new flower. Now, this flower is actually pretty interesting. You can do a lot of things with it. So to obtain this flower, you have to bone meal the grass inside of the Pale Garden, and it has a chance to generate one of the flowers. Now, you do have to bone meal the grass. You can't bone meal the moss because when bone mealing moss, the moss just spreads. But there's a fairly large sum of grass around here, so you can collect a decently large amount of these quickly. And if you were to just set up a rudimentary flower farm in this biome, you can only obtain this flower, so you will get plenty of them very quickly. Now, something that is actually really unique about this flower is the way it reacts to nighttime. So if I go ahead and plant down a bunch of these right here, and we set the time to night, it's not guaranteed to immediately react, but it will eventually. As you can see here, they bloom. The flowers will bloom, emitting a beautiful orange glow. Now, unfortunately, just like the torch flower, these do not actually emit light. It's similar to the Creaking's eyes or the glow squid or the Enderman. It glows, but it doesn't glow. Once you have a blossomed eye blossom, try saying that 3 times fast. I just failed miserably in like 4 different takes. Once you actually have the blossomed version of this flower, it will stay that way in your inventory. However, if you place it during the day, it will eventually close back up. Now, like at nighttime, it doesn't happen immediately, but eventually it will close up again. Now, these flowers can be used for multiple things. First of all, you can use them to get gray dye from the closed one and orange dye from the opened one. You can also use them to make a brand new type of suspicious stew. The closed one will give you a different effect from the opened flower. The closed flower will give you a nausea effect. Meanwhile, the blossomed eye blossom will actually give you a blindness effect. So using one flower, you are able to obtain 2 different effects from your suspicious stew. Okay, apparently I'm getting surprise attacked by zombies now. Now there are a few more changes. First of all, any naturally generated creaking hearts, when destroyed, will drop XP points. Now, of course, like I mentioned earlier, I cannot find a naturally generating creaking heart. I do not know why I cannot find one. It really seems weird. I've watched others' YouTube videos on these betas. They can find one. I don't know why I can't find one, but I've yet to find a naturally generating creaking heart. And it's really weird. I don't understand why. But they just do not seem to exist, like, at all. Now, it doesn't give a lot of XP. It gives 20 to 24 XP points, which equates to like half a level, maybe 1 level. Now, the rest of these changes actually all have to do with the creaking mob itself. Meaning that, unfortunately, I am going to have to go ahead and switch over to nighttime again. Why don't we go ahead and wear our resin armor? Take a look at that, real snazzy, and actually with the golden creeper cape, looks really good. Anyway, if we go ahead and switch back over to night and spawn in our Creaking, there are quite a few things different with him. First of all, he is much faster than he was previously. So the Creaking is much quicker than he was previously. Much quicker. However, you can still outrun him by sprinting. Just normal walking, though. Oh, I thought he would catch up to me while walking, but no. You can outrun him. Also, as I'm sure you can tell by the amount of damage this mob is doing, he does a lot more damage than he did previously. Previously, the Creaking would only do about 1 heart of damage while wearing iron armor. Now, in full netherite armor, he's actually able to do about half a heart to 1 heart per swing. So if you were to actually be wearing an elytra, you're going to take a lot of damage very quickly. If he would please hit me. Why won't he hit me? Anyway, he does about a heart per swing now, so I mean, not as much as I would hope. I still kind of think he should do a little bit more damage, but he does a lot more damage. Also, I don't know if you can tell, but the walking animation has actually been updated. Now it looks like he has multiple broken bones and dislocated joints. Plenty of issues going on with this guy here. but it certainly does give a creepy effect. And another interesting change made to the Creaking is that when you destroy its heart, whether it's with Silk Touch or with a non-enchanted axe, rather than just disappearing, it actually plays a really weird twitching animation. And it almost looks like a robot shutting down in a way. It's a really, really cool animation. I'm not gonna lie. This may be one of my new favorite mob animations in the entire game, because just look at how creepy it is. That is some really weird and creepy stuff, but honestly, Mojang, I love it. Keep stuff like this going. These weird animations are absolutely amazing. Also, one final change has been made that I think is actually rather interesting. If we can go ahead and find our Creaking again. When the Creaking heart is destroyed and the Creaking dies, assuming it is close enough to a Skulk catalyst to activate it, it will actually activate the catalyst upon death. However, because the Creaking doesn't actually drop any XP, the catalyst will not spawn any Skulk. Instead, it just plays that cool animation and then deactivates. Also, yes, a creeper blew up and yes, a zombie died. My testing area is now a mess. I do hope you are loving these changes as much as I am. I was a little worried Mojang wouldn't really add all that much more to this update. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little worried. But you know what? This is exactly the kind of change that I think Mojang needed to make to this update. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I love it. While the resin blocks, I'm not gonna lie, they're cool, but I might have quite a fair amount of difficulty working them into a build. I'm not gonna lie, it's not gonna be the easiest thing to do, but I have a few ideas kicking around on how I could use these. More so as like subtle detail blocks, just to add that pop of color, but I still think they'll work. There's nothing that is this vibrant and orange. And again, on the armor trim, like I was saying, I think this is now one of my new favorite armor trims. Just look at how vibrant the color is. For me, this is up there along with the amethyst and the diamond armor trims. There's just really nothing that beats that color. Anyways, I hope you guys are loving the changes Mojang is making to this update just as much as I am. And if you are, maybe, just maybe, consider smashing that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any news or info on any new possible changes. Anyways, this has been Mr. Gaming Aquatic, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye!